You know, sometimes you just need a little bit of chill. Nocturne by Vangelis, or I always pronounce it Vangelis, or Vangelis. Vangelis is a composer of traditionally classical music, or I guess neoclassical music. He does a lot of work either with soundtracks, constructing the soundtracks for Blade Runner and Chariots of Fire. He also did a lot of work with John Anderson in the 80s and 90s, and I've loved a lot of his scores. I think he is one of my favorite, writer of moods is a really good way to put it. It's less about music and more about the mood that you're trying to get across. Chariots of Fire is one of my all-time favorite soundtracks. Same with Blade Runner. I think both of them are fantastic works of music. What we find on Nocturne is kind of a reimagining of a number of works that he's already done in the past, while also bringing in some new items. It's mainly grand piano. There's very little other music or sounds that are found on it. It's just an unaccompanied grand piano doing its thing. And Nocturne is a beautiful title for this particular work. It's one that really solidifies what you're listening to, because this is something that I would put on, really late at night when I've got a book and I've got just a very dim light on. This was something that I would really curl up to, especially in the fall season. So listening to it now really solidified my love for this. And there are some really beautiful moments on here. Probably my favorite is the third track of Methodia, Movement 9. How he's able to blend the track together and the ebb and flow of this track. I love the rises and falls that we feel within it, and it's very heart-wrenching. It's very crystallized in its feels. And there are some that we have from the past, like the love theme from Blade Runner is here, and I like the intimate feel that we have on it. It's not on the synthesizers, and we don't have a lot of ambient sounds going on. It's very personal in that it's just the grand piano and the listener. Same thing from main theme from Chariots of Fire. You almost have to squint your eyes, turn your head, and really look at it for a while to recognize it. But it is really interesting. I really like the new presentation that we have on here. And there's a few other items that we have from some of the soundtracks that we have. Yeah, I mean, I could go through and talk about it track by track, but I feel like it would be a little bit redundant, and I think that I would just be kind of repeating myself over and over again. I mean, this review is going to be pretty short in that I'm pretty much done talking about the album, in that I've said everything that I wanted to say within it. It's a very peaceful album. It's a very personal and intimate album as well. This is great for background music, and it never really outshines as well. This is a very dim album in the best way. I don't want to say dim as in it's a bad album. I want to say dim in that it doesn't burn bright. It's like a lonely candle being set out in a very dark night. So in that sense, it burns bright, but the amount of energy that's coming out of it isn't a whole lot. And it's for that reason that it burns even brighter when there's a void around it. So yeah, a great treat. One that blends seamlessly between tracks. Nothing really feels out of place here. And it's a very unified and cohesive whole. My overall rating of this album is going to be a little bit hard because my overall enjoyment has been really great, but I also recognize that because there's not a whole lot going on and because there's not a whole lot of really powerful moments on there, I can't really say this is like a groundbreaking album or that it's really moving the music forward or doing something fantastic and amazing, because these albums have been around for a long time and I don't think they're anything new by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm going to kind of split the difference and say that this album is one that I would download. It's more than just a stream, for sure. It is definitely more than a stream, but I wouldn't go so far as to say I'd pick this up in physical format. So download is kind of the perfect middle of the road rating for this album, and it's one that I think that this album really deserved, for sure. But that's about it. That's it for Nocturnes by Vangelis, or Vangelis, or however you want to pronounce it. What did you guys think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Have a listen to When the Moon Strikes You, and let me know of your own thoughts about this album by commenting down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you guys are definitely the best. And until next time, notes out.